Here I am again. So here you go. To get the gear sensor on, I need to disconnect the cable here, remove this protector, basically pull the cable all the way through the framework and out through here, so I have just the cable and the outer cable stays there, sort of thing. And basically I slot it into here on the cable, and then I slot this back in, so it'll bring this out to about here somewhere around about there-ish. Anyway, it's a bit of a pain of a job, but it's just one of them jobs that I always reckon is best to do. I've had these bikes for a few years now doing this, and I don't actually fit the brake ones, the brake cut-offs, because, well, I just find I don't need them. If I needed them, I would fit them, trust me. But as I stick to the law on the speed and everything, I find I've never needed them. Anyway, let's crack on. Okay, so something I did forget to say was always put your bike in the highest gear, which is the lowest, smallest cog on the back, alright? It'll just save you a lot of grief. Now the cable's popped out, but he's got jammed on something here. It looks like I'm jammed. There you go. So there he is. He's off, and he won't pull out of there without me removing this annoying little piece here. It's just a protector. Like, basically, because it's your own bike, you could set it up so they just pull off. See, if you get a pair of pliers, pull them off. But yeah, so now that is where the cable would normally go, connect it on this part, but forget that, because you're adding in a piece that's going to take up about that much cable. So if you've already cut your cable too short, which some people do, to say putting a tag on it, basically you'll have to do it with another cable, because this cable won't work. Okay, but simple enough. What I always do is I pop them out of that piece, because when you're threading it back through, it's a lot easier. And if you can, remove that, because that will make it easier too when you're threading it all back through. Okay, so that's the derailleur part, which is simple enough. Anyway, I'll reset the camera and we'll get up on the handlebars. So here you go, up on the handlebars now. Basically, you don't touch any of this. You could, in fact, screw this back in a bit, so it gives you more tension to play with when you're at the top. I think I'm screwing it in. I'm not 100% sure. I'll just screw it out, because you can see the metal thing inside moving. Yeah, that's bringing it out. So I'm going to take it in, which will give me more room, because all your free play is done up here. So I'm going to take it all the way back now, take it back 3 or 4 turns, pull the cable out. I don't even see that on video. I'll do it here a bit, but there you go. There's the end of the cable. Now the first thing I've got to check is I had a bit of an issue. I've lost a part of mine when removing it from another bike, so I am just going to check that this will fit in the bike. Yeah, and it does. But basically, I don't know what I've done with it, but I've lost the little black thing like that. So make sure you fit that in, otherwise you'll be resetting it. And it goes in straightforward enough. You just, let's see if I can show you in the camera, but you just slot them in. What I do is, if you can give them a little turn at the same time, it just goes in nice, because he's got to go past that little sensor. You'll just feel a little bit of a, you know, You'll know what I mean when you actually do it yourself. But there it is. There you go. Now, I've been putting them up on the top for ages now. You can put them halfway through your cable. You can put it anywhere you like. Some use the new, because the newer bafangs have got the extra wire that comes up halfway through the frame down there. But I'm just used to doing it this way, so this is the way I'll actually do it. And I want to see, which I should have tried first of all. I sometimes put a spacer in here, but on this one I've decided not to, because you don't need it. It's only for aesthetics. And if I had an orange or blue one, I would have probably gone for it. I'm feeding the cable back down through now, and the reason I move that bottom lug is to stop any resistance. And here comes the cable, and bang, she's in, and there you go. So this is the part I normally fit in one of these, but I've only got red and gold. So if I had a blue, I'd use a blue. If I had a orange, I would use an orange, but I haven't, so I'm not using it. And that's it for up on here, for up on the top of here. That's all you do. So there you go. And then obviously you've got your connector. You just put your connector in. That's it. It's as simple as that. And I'm not putting a throttle on this bike because they shouldn't have them anyway, so I've decided not to do that. So the only other thing left on the handlebars to do is the LCD screen, display screen. Other than that, that's it. But yeah, anyway, let's go back there and connect all that up a minute. So first thing to do back here is put your cap back on, nice and gently. Try not to shred the threads. If you do, it don't matter, you just get a decent pair of sharp pliers and you can recut them. So slotting him back in here like so. Make sure he's pushed down in like that. Now as you can see, look, all that access cable I had, it's gone. Now you can flip the cage up if you know where you're going with it. It's quite a bit of a pain to put it back in, but there he is, he's slotted back in, you see. Right, and I've got the access down on the back there. Now normally you would use, if you've got a long cable, you can use a pair of these. They will hold the cable for you, so all you need to do is tighten that up, but I don't actually have the room to do that on this one now because I've used up so much of the access at the top. So basically I just need to nip her up now and try and pull with my hand, which is quite difficult really. Well, she's nipping up there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a long nose pair of pliers in a minute, because I can't reach in with my proper cable pliers. And yes, you will have to pretty much, unless you're really lucky, you'll have to reset all your gears. There you go. That, I don't know where you've seen that on that shot, but that just took up the slack. You don't want to pull it too tight, but you want it tight enough. Get in there, Allen key, and always make sure your Allen key's in nice and tight. Oh, the cable's not quite in there. I've just seen it move. It's because I didn't have it quite right then. Yeah, I can feel the slack now. Right, so I need to get her more over if you've got plenty of cable, it's not as fiddly as this. It's like, you know, a heck of a lot easier. And I could have used electric tool as well, which would have helped without a doubt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to nip her there. Now I'm going to get these pliers and put them on the end, and I'll take up the slack now, like undo it a bit and then take up the slack. It's a bit awkward with this tool. I should have sorted out a better tool to do them up with, really. Right, that's got him that time. There you go, there's a bit of slack there, but like I said, that's why I screwed it back in at the top. And there you go, torqued up to 6 Nm. On the, like, you know, it won't be the same for every derailleur. You've got to check. I know it's a 6 on these because it's the one I use, the door I use all the time. Because of all the different ones I've had in the past, I found this is the best one, and that's why I use it. But yeah, so there you go, that's it done. And as you can see, the bike's coming on now, and it's looking quite sweet. There's a side shot of the handlebars up, and also you've got to watch this, because sometimes this falls out when you're actually messing down that end. But lucky for me it hasn't, so I ain't got to mess with that. I mean, the next thing is checking all my gears work, you know. But basically on this bike now, the only adjuster I've got is this one on the front. So if I can't get my gears with that, I've basically got to go back to the bottom and pull that through a little bit. But yeah, anyway, that's another video. Anyway, stay safe out there and get out and ride.